Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison's your new best friend.
Hey everyone, hi, hello. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. I'm sitting here in my studio with none other than Daniel Quantz, the man I am married to and also have children with and a dog. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Oh, are you trying to do my thing?
No, I'm just saying
Hey everyone, hi, hello. Because you said hi, hello.
Don't I always say that?
I don't think so. I
What?
think you just, I don't know what you,
I need a
don't make
thing.
me in charge of you.
I need a thing the way you have a thing.
Yeah. What's your thing going to be?
I don't know. Like howdy.
You want to try it?
No. It doesn't feel right.
Okay.
Hi. I think mine's just hi.
Yeah, I think hi was fine, and then you gilded the lily with a
Ugh.
that
a hat
hello,
on a hat?
hello.
You're
Well,
putting a
yeah,
hi on a hi.
hi on a hello on a hi. On Childish, Greg and I need a segment name for when we talk about Hollywood.
Oh,
Hence
sure.
the title, Greg and Alison's Hollywood Minute. But I don't think we're going to go with that.
It's a little derivative.
Yeah, because David Spade had his Hollywood Minute on SNL. Now, Greg had suggested on the show A View from the Edge. But I feel like I get what he's saying. Like,
But it doesn't evoke Hollywood specifically.
exactly. I mean, it could be anything. But I get what he's saying. Like, listen to some inside talk from two outsiders. Ooh,
Right.
inside talk. Hollywood insider with two outsiders. No.
it doesn't.
So we've put it out to the listeners to let us know what they think.
The listeners?
Okay, stop. Invisalign is ruining my life, and I don't even think it's improving my teeth. I have noticed.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I feel like my chin is extra dimply. That's a
Let me
thing
see.
that
Is
I'm
that-
showing him my chin.
But the microphone's covering your chin.
Oh.
Okay, but you're making an expression that makes it dimply.
What expression am I making? I
like-
wish we were doing video right now. You're looking at a reptile.
Is it just relax your face, move to the
Okay.
side, and then relax your face.
Welcome to the hell that is happening in my brain right now. Because I noticed since wearing Invisalign, I do think that I am tensing
You're
some
tensing it.
muscles
It
down
looks like
here.
you're tensing your
so I
chin.
keep trying to relax them, but I can't. I don't know how anymore.
Are you trying to like make room for the device in your mouth? Is that what
Perhaps. I don't know. But anyway,
Like what happens if you truly relax?
I'm going
your-
to try.
your lower
I'm going to
face?
try. Okay. This is going to be great pod. Here I go. I'm
All
going
right,
to,
I'll
you got to
describe it.
narrate. Okay.
I'll describe it. Okay. Imagine a stressed out beaver. Like, oh no, and then swacking their face with their. Okay, so. All right. Come on, Jesus Christ! She's like unable to not make an expression.
Well, now I'm laughing.
So okay, stop.
I'm trying.
Stop. Relax your chin.
I am.
You can't do it. She's not.
I thought I was.
No.
I'm going to try it again.
Let your mouth drop open, like the way when you're sleeping. When you're sleeping, the way your mouth just drops open.
Well, I frown in my sleep.
Yeah,
It turned out. I've
Well,
discovered via your
it's like a
photos.
plane coming in for a landing. It's like you start frowning about an hour before you fall asleep, and then the frown comes
Sometimes
in.
I will, like, you know, when you like jerk awake,
Mhm.
when you were falling asleep, and I'll realize that I'm intensely frowning.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
It's still dimply,
there.
right? I think it's happened overnight. Because last time I talked to my dermatologist, because look, they can Botox your chin. And she said she didn't think I needed it. But
Yesterday?
no,
Oh,
I'm going to see her tomorrow.
Oh.
But the last time I saw her, I asked, what do you think? Chin Botox? Should we do it?
Chinbo?
Jimbo? Chibo? Should we Chibo it up? And she said, make this face. And it was like pretend you're whistling. And she was like, no, you don't need it. But I feel
But
like
now you
overnight,
might.
I don't know, overnight I have developed a dimpled chin.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's happened. And it does seem to coincide with the Invisalign, but I don't understand why. It's not like there's a lot of shit in
Interesting.
there.
I don't know if I could.
Well, you have a beard, so I can't.
No, but I'm trying to feel it. Like, it's like if I intentionally. I don't know. It's weird.
Will you do me a favor? Will you set your alarm and look at me when I'm sleeping and see if my chin looks dimpled?
Sure.
Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to see it past the frown. Listen, we got a lot happening in this episode. We have calls. We have Daniel has done a baby name.
I've done a baby name
List.
segment.
A baby name segment. I have a big update, not very big, about two lifestyle changes that Daniel and I are making that I want to tell you guys about. I need to ask Daniel.
I read it upside down. It said Georgia Finn and Girl Matter. I can read upside down.
Now I would like to make my announcements about Georgia Finn. We are bringing in a foreign exchange student from Georgia. Her
Uh-huh.
name is Finn.
How delightful.
Yeah, and she's the CEO
Were you ever tempted to do
of
foreign
Girl
exchange?
Matter. No. Were you?
No. We had a couple foreign exchange students in my class my senior year, and they were both a couple French girls, and they were a delight.
Do you remember their names? Was
don't.
it Georgia and Finn?
No, but it was interesting that they were paired together,
Mhm.
like because I didn't know that you could do that.
Oh, I
as an
didn't either.
exchange. So they would. Anyway,
That always seemed like a real, like, you're from France, you're going to America, and you end up in a Tucson high school.
they had a blast.
They did. It always seems like that seems so weird. Weird is not the right word, but I don't know. It's just like,
I think that's the fun of it, is going to like deep
yeah,
country.
you're like deep, but you're deep in American culture. It's American culture immersion at that point. Like, it's different than, seeing the sights.
If
You're
you're
in-
from France, I'm just trying to like, if you're from France, Tucson, Arizona is like kind of an awesome place to spend a year because it's so foreign. Like
Is that what you
going
want
to a
in high
city.
school, though?
I mean,
If you're a foreign exchange student, I suppose.
if you're sort of an outdoorsy person, it's awesome because you can
Right.
go. I mean, go hiking and go like also hiking, and then there's more hiking to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
and then you-
there's desert hiking, and there's
you-
also canyon hiking. And if you want to get on a bike, you can bike. You can bike hike. You can bike and hike.
So much hiking. I'm fascinated by people in high school who could just leave their home and go live with another family. And the people I know who did this seem to form really tight bonds
Big time.
with the families that they stayed with.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting, this idea of like, I'm going to invite you into my home and treat you like you're one of my children.
But then your family back home gets a new kid.
Right.
It's like you get replaced.
You're replaced, exactly. But I have a question. Are you taking them in and treating them like they're your own child? Or are you treating them like a guest? Because it's two very different things. It's sort of like the au pair thing.
Right.
Because I remember for like half a second when we were in a childcare pinch, someone recommended, like, have you considered au pairs? And so I looked into it for like a moment, but we don't really have a house that would work for that.
Like a live-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't accommodate that.
Right. But
Doesn't the au
don't know.
pair have to stay in like the basement or some sort of like cubby under the stairs or something?
they don't have to, but I think
I'd have to build
they
some
prefer
stairs.
it. Yeah, some kind of dank windowless room.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
If you're a person who has become a member of someone else's family, I want to know what that is like. You know why I think it's fascinating for me? Because I am someone who has really worked at becoming my authentic self no matter what situation I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is, as a kid, there's who I was when I was with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister, when I could just, relax and be myself, that if that meant that I was high maintenance or in a bad mood or picking my nose or whatever it was.
You just want to be able to pick your nose in public.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or, okay, so there's that person. And then there was who I was when I was in public and who I was at someone else's house, which was very much on my best behavior, like very easygoing, which is not my true nature. Yeah, sure. I don't mind sitting in the middle of your overpacked station wagon, or like, yeah, I'll go with the flow. I'll do whatever. I'm not a burden. I'm never thirsty. And that can only be sustained for a short period of time.
For you.
For anyone.
No, I think other people have different endurance for being
artificial
or civilized. In civilized, like
you're missing
in
my
polite
point.
company.
You're missing what I'm saying. It's not just. It's more. It's not just being civilized and on my best behavior. It's this complete
being considerate of other people.
It's this complete suffocation of my true self in order to appear a certain way. And I'm saying that can only be sustained for a short period of time.
Okay.
I think.
I don't consider what you're describing as being a complete suffocation of the true self, but okay. If that's how it feels, that's, I don't want to negate your reality here.
Look, do you know how hard Tom, oh my God, my left ear hurts so bad. Tom Segura and Christina Pajitsky feel like holding in a fart is keeping a secret. Or at least they did many years ago. I don't know if they still feel this way.
Sure.
We're talking. Are you being facetious, or are you not understanding what I'm saying?
I am sort of understanding what you're saying.
Okay. Well, you're someone.
But I guess I can do that.
I know you're you're actually
me.
one of those people, probably, because you would go on tour with your Tucson Boys Choir, and then you would be away from home for a long period of time,
and we would stay with host families in the cities we'd go to. So I would be like staying in someone else's house, and sometimes for a week or 2 weeks.
How did it make you feel?
How do you mean?
Well, but you couldn't be yourself at home either, right? Where does the true Daniel reside?
I guess I just don't relate to this idea that it's an inauthentic version of me to be polite and going with the flow. Like, I think that, like, I don't quite understand how that's such a it's not a lie. It's not like not who I am. It's who I am. I'm just behaving differently.
Yeah, but I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying a little bit. Like, let's say you get served food that's so spicy you can't eat it. At my own house, I would probably say something, but I would not speak up in public about that ever. Or like I just would never speak up about anything. I've told you this story where I realized, like, I need to get a grip on this. I had already graduated, so I'm now like an adult. Well,
now?
Barely. As of I had graduated from Pomona College, and I went back. It was like the summer after I graduated because David Foster Wallace was giving a speech there because he was like auditioning.
Was he a teacher there at the time?
Yeah. Not after I graduated, he was hired. But in my senior year, we read his essays. We read his short stories.
I really like him.
He's dead.
Well,
you can still like him.
Yeah, I mean, I like his writing.
Me too.
I like him posthumously.
Yes.
What is it?
Posthumous.
Yeah. You can like someone who's dead, right?
I know. I just wanted to add an uplifting story.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay. So in a class my senior year, though, we read The Girl with Curious Hair, which is the title of a collection of his short stories. So, and I went like to LA, which was like when you like go to the city from Claremont to see him speak at I think a book soup actually. Anyway, this was like a big deal that he was going to be doing a lecture there because he was auditioning to become a professor there, or whatever they call that process, interviewing. So I sat on the ground and I felt something tugging on my clothing. So I sat on the ground because it was standing room only. sitting on the, I didn't get a chair. It was very full. And I felt something like pinning me to the ground a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked, and my old professor, he wasn't old, but he had been my professor when I was at the school.
Mm-hmm.
His shoe was on my jacket.
Okay.
You've heard this story, right?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
So I
just lived with it.
But I sat very still for the whole lecture because I didn't want him to feel embarrassed that he was on my jacket. Mm-hmm. I literally let someone step on me.
I guess I never had. I'm not saying never. I had less of a problem with situations like that.
That's my point.
Like I would probably have.
You could take care of yourself.
Well, but I definitely did have issues with like feeling like I was imposing on people and stuff like that. But like, I don't know.
Also, I grew up in a house with a big, like, you're safe here, you're not safe there. Mm-hmm. So I think that I was stressed out being away from the home.
But why did you get off on this? You were trying to make a point of some sort.
Oh, I can't imagine living with another family when I was in high school. That's where this all started. But anyway, let's move on.
To me, it was always like, I don't want them to have someone they like better.
Oh, your family?
Like if I were to go to Germany,
you with like Camille,
and they're like, "Oh my God, this kid is like, we like this one better,
right? Than Hans.
Stay in Germany, And then I gotta work on impressing that new family so they'll take me.
Yeah.
It's like I got a good thing going here, which is just like room and board. I don't want to risk it.
At your own house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Dieter. That's a Germanic name. Sure. But Hans is too. Okay, listen, everyone. There is a new friend zone, which is up. It is me and Robin Shore. We're answering your questions. We are talking about our Phil Rosenthal movie night excursion, and it is a delightful episode. So go check that out. It is on patreon.com/Alison Rosen, Friend Zone being my Patreon bonus episode series. Just Patreon bonus podcast, I guess is what I mean to say. Also, check out my merch. People have been, because I've been saying, send me pictures of you in my merch. I've been receiving pictures of people in my merch, and it makes me so happy, and it looks so good on everyone. You've never looked cooler than in an ARIYNBF shirt. Check it out, AlisonRosen.com. Click on the thing that says my merch store is live or something like that. Okay, Daniel?
Yes.
Are you threatened by my crush on 1970s era Peter Cetera of Chicago?
Not at all. I told you, you can totally hook up with him.
Because
if you want to travel back in time, you absolutely can hook up with Peter Cetera in the early 70s.
I saw in 74, he still looked good to me.
Great.
At some point, he takes a style detour.
Honestly, honey.
Yeah.
You can hook up with him now.
I don't think I want to, but thank you.
Well,
because I was uploading the Thursday show, not uploading the Thursday show, excuse me. I was doing an Instagram story about the Thursday show, and you know how you can add music to a story on Instagram. Mm-hmm. I chose 25 or 6 to 4, and it was playing, and you're like, oh God, oh Jesus. Mm-hmm. So I just thought maybe that was your jealousy. Of my love of Peter Cetera.
It's not jealousy per se.
Okay.
It's annoyance.
Explain to me the difference in this circumstance.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's like I'm sort of like you're going on about it like I care. And you keep, like, you sent me a video, like, why would, I don't, like, fine, whatever.
Well, I just thought you might want to see what I'm talking about.
I think you assume that I have an interest in this subject that I don't have.
That sounds like you're jealous.
No, it's like if I found some actress attractive or something and then I started just sending you stuff about her. Like, it would be like, wouldn't that be weird? Oh, look at all these, I don't know, pictures of Margot Robbie. Oh, look at Margot Robbie when she was shooting this movie or something. Be like,
if you had it bad for Margot Robbie.
You have it bad?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
if
geez.
you had it bad for Margot Robbie.
You would want me to.
From a specific
Oh, it's the
style.
time travel element of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get what the interest that I should be having in this is. Explain to me what it. Sell me on this. Sell me on this topic.
I am your wife.
Okay. Are you wanting me to be more like him? Is that what this is?
Could you wear a chunky gold necklace?
Like,
please?
is this some sort of like, hey, hint, hint, look more like this?
No.
Or do you want me to like start playing jazz rock?
Listen, I got to play you a short clip of Robin and me discussing him because I thought I was alone, but I'm not. And now I hope that this is the right clip. Okay.
Musical clip beforehand, and they played a great clip of Chicago singing that song with all the numbers.
25 or 6-4.
Right. Peter Cetera looking like a total babe.
The title of tomorrow's episode, one of the things is Allison's new crush, because I have a real crush on 1970s Peter Cetera. I had no idea. I'm so glad you agree with me.
100,000%.
That chunky gold necklace he was wearing, his hair.
Everything. He was so tuned into the song. Like, he just killed it. I was like, oh my God, get on top of me, Cetera.
What song was he? He was singing 25 or 6.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Maybe he was known as a heartthrob then. I don't know. I feel like I've discovered something, but probably not. Probably everyone knows.
Well, now they do.
Do you hate me?
Now?
Yeah. Okay. Now. Oh, yes. By the way, also, in addition to the segment, the calls, and my two big announcements, I felt like we might be a little thin on content today.
Mm-hmm. Why? You looked at me and you're like, he ain't got it today.
No, I looked at myself and I said, she ain't got it today. Mm-hmm. Here's a deck of cards called Let's Talk. Discussion and prompt cards for use with all groups. So if you and I go on a corporate retreat, we can bring these cards, or we could use them today.
Cool.
Or I thought we could take either a news quiz or an 80s TV quiz. There's no way we'll get to all of this.
Whatever you like, hon.
All right. Let's just start with one of my announcements. Tony, put in something that indicates
announcement music.
An announcement. I already shared this on a Thursday show, but I haven't shared it with you on a Monday show. We are henceforth moving forward, and from now on, grocery shopping in person, because we can no longer afford comfortably to have our groceries delivered to us. And it feels like a real lifestyle change. Content. Well, I think it is relatable content. You want to know why? I think a lot of people get their groceries delivered. I think since the pandemic, a lot of people are getting their groceries delivered.
It was a luxury, but it was like getting it delivered from Walmart. So you're like, to me, I was like, why are we paying this insane premium? But
it's not an insane premium. It's just a premium.
I mean, it kind of is. You're paying a lot to have groceries delivered. Mm-hmm. So you have to go to the cheapest place. Why not go to a nicer place and get better groceries?
I think we should just go to Walmart and get cheap groceries.
Then have fun at Walmart.
Okay, fine.
And listen. Okay, sorry. There is no better place if you have to shit your pants in public. There's no better place than Walmart. So I will give you that. If you absolutely must shit yourself, just shit all over yourself, then Walmart is where you want to be because it will not be noticed. It will not. So I will give you that. Okay?
Doesn't that sound comforting?
Yes, there is something sort of like, you know what? No one's out of place here unless you don't shit your pants in public. Then maybe you're a little bit out of place.
Would you like to share anything?
No. Tony, cut this out.
Are you sure?
Yes.
100% sure.
Yes, 100%. God damn it.
Bye.
That was on the list.
No,
Right.
I forgot. Our second thing. You don't know about this, Daniel. You don't know. Okay. For the longest time, we have some outdoor furniture. And I have had these covers on it, which is very...
you're evil. You know that?
I believe in being authentic.
Yes. For yourself.
Well, okay. We have covers on our outdoor furniture.
Yes.
Which makes it very inhospitable. And it also, like,
Right.
if you might think to yourself, oh, maybe I'll sit down. And then it's like, is it worth it to take off these covers?
This is the problem.
Yeah. It's like you end up never using the furniture and the covers are ugly.
This is the fate of many a grandma's front room.
Yes.
You know, where they cover the seats. Ironically, they put the plastic on the couches in order to protect them. But once you put the plastic on, no
You
one
never
uses
use
it.
them.
You don't need them to protect them.
Yeah. May as well put police tape in the room.
Although I feel that was grandmas from another age.
Yeah, because like
Those grandmas,
our moms are grandmas and
yeah,
they're just letting people raw dog.
kind of their
furniture.
moms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sort of a great grandma thing at this point.
Where do you even get this plastic for the furniture?
Yeah, like they don't even sell it anymore.
I've only
probably.
ever seen it in movies.
Grandmas are us.
Grandmas are us. Anyway, recently I realized there were holes in the chair. I'd already replaced one of the covers. There were holes, so I took them off the chairs, and I thought, you know what? No more with these covers, because I specifically bought furniture that has like sunbrella fabric that can be in the elements. So the covers weren't even keeping it very clean.
Mhm.
So we're now going to see what it's like without the covers. I hope I'm not ruining the furniture. I don't think I am. Did you know that we're doing this? This is the first.
Well,
year
I thought you
wearing
were. I thought you were leaving the covers off in order to deal with spiders. Like you had seen some spiders, and now you were like letting the sun shine on those areas, so the spiders found no.
Like bleach,
quarter.
like the insect version of bleaching your butthole with sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did when I took them off and I tried to like shake out the cushions to get the dust off. I did see some spiders or a spider. But I said no more with these covers. We're going to use this furniture. It's later than you think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, since my dad died, I'm really grabbing life by the horns. We're going to sit on our fucking outdoor furniture that's not particularly comfortable.
I think we should. Well, we gotta get some shade going out there.
Yeah.
It's very hot and sunny in our backyard.
Mm-hmm. This is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Get some cover.
But like how?
Build a porch.
Let's do that.
Yeah. It's just that I'm not eager to spend money anymore. I just feel like
Anymore.
I feel like I feel like I'm in a conserve state of mind.
Yes.
And
same.
not spend money state of mind.
I think a lot of people are with the strike. And
it definitely
with the
feels
economy.
Yeah, I mean I think that there's a lot of things going on right now. Even though like our economy is doing pretty well.
But our economy is not doing that well.
Right, but it just still feels like even though the economy is doing well and all these indicators are good, it still feels like everything's precarious. I think it's because the entertainment business, for me personally, the entertainment business is going through massive fundamental changes, and we are in the middle. It's not just the writers and actors strikes. Those are almost like symptomatic of this changes, and no one knows where the waters will settle.
Right.
And it feels like it'd be foolish to act like anything is going to continue the way it is. So it's So I'm just kind of like, anything that's not as, and anything we can sort of live with, let's live with.
Like going to the grocery store. I have something to say about my former employer. You know, he would always say, be in make a buck mode, not save a buck mode. And do you remember? He had some way of saying that. Like, and first of all, be in both.
Yeah,
but,
why can't you be both?
But also, not everyone can just decide to make more money. Like, that is a unique experience to be able to be like, you know, or like, what was I watching? Some TV show or something where some character was like, she's a workaholic. She's just working all the time because she just always wants to like get ahead in her career and make more money and stuff. And not everyone has the kind of job where you can just make the decision to make more money. Like, you know, yes, if you are paid hourly and you can pick up more shifts, great, you're making more money. But like,
or you might not have a skill that you can then go out and, you know, or some sort of talent that allows you to be entrepreneurial and make different kinds of income off of it. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of jobs where it's much more complicated than just deciding I'm going to work more and I'm going to make more money. It's like, you know, I mean, yes, you can. I don't even know.
It's like a grind set mentality.
A grind set? Is that an actual term?
Grind set mindset. Have you never heard that?
I've heard grind, but I've never heard grind set.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's what I would say to anyone. If there's anyone listening who's inclined to take the advice of a grouchy, miserable old man, I would just say this. Like, when you're taking life advice from a person, any person, maybe look at people who are happy and take advice from them, and don't take advice from people who are super fucking miserable and angry all the time because maybe their advice is flawed.
Speaking of, I have been really agitated and on edge for like the past recent time. I was thinking about that today. I was thinking like, I am just kind of cranky and like edgy and agitated. And I want it to be a phase of grief. And the reason I want it to be that is because
pass.
I want it to pass, and I want there to be an explanation for it, as opposed to like it's something that it's me, like, oh, this is just who I am now, or it's because I'm not XYZ, or like I'm unhappy with my life, because I don't think I'm unhappy with my life, but my mood would suggest, but I'm not like happy based on my mood. So I want to text Cole and Allie.
If this is part of the process.
Yeah. Is this a phase of
Let's assume
grief?
it isn't.
Okay.
It's okay to be unhappy with part of your life.
But what am I unhappy with?
But be okay with your life. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
just
but
because,
okay, go ahead.
Just because you can be agitated because something in your life isn't the way you want it to be, but that doesn't mean necessarily that you don't like your life.
Well, absolutely, but I don't know what that thing is. I mean, there's little things that make me cranky, like clutter and what was I upset about earlier today?
Clutter makes you cranky?
Yeah, I don't know if you that's what it feels like. It feels like extended PMS.
You know those you may not know this. You like Zoom cameras or like security cameras. You can select zones. So like in our Zoom, our Ring camera, I mean, not Zoom, Ring camera, I can take the view that it has and I can like block out certain areas, say, don't record if there's movement in this area, but only record it. So that way, if someone walks by on the sidewalk, it's not like triggering a record. You're like that with clutter. Like you've zoned out certain areas and you're like, these are the areas that will trigger my agitation.
Meltdown. Yeah.
And then your brain has fogged out
the
entire rest of the house.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But, you know, sometimes you'll get in a bad mood and be like hyper fixated on like, if I could just change XYZ. Yeah. And sometimes it's not even things that really need to change, but like, this is bothering me. That's not how I feel. So if it was that, at least I could focus on it. It's just like, I just feel like. I
know that feeling, totally know that feeling.
I feel like, why am I feeling like this? Like, what, did I not get enough sleep? Like, I've been waking up on the wrong side of the bed for the last many, many days emotionally. That's what I can't figure it out.
So this happens with me, and I get really agitated and just and often can't put my finger on it. I can think of things it might be, but I find that if I am getting regular exercise, it goes away, or at least it like decreases by like 80%.
Right.
Like, to me, I wonder if it isn't just my body needing to move, or if there's just something that happens that blunts that feeling. Because I always feel psychologically better if I've gotten in a jog or I've, done some sort of exercise.
But see, I did work out the other day, and I have been moving around more, and it's doing zilch.
Maybe you need to step it up.
Is this your grind set?
No, I hate grind set. That's not grind set at all. That's much more, that's more of a holistic DQ health tip.
Is this the Quantz method? Quantz method for mental health?
I've invented this health tip, and I've got my own sort of unique approach to things. It's a body-mind thing, honey.
Okay. I was in the car, and I was thinking about it this morning, and I was thinking, like, what I need to do is just take some time, dip into myself, and just get real quiet and be like, what is bothering me?
So that is great advice for most people.
Hang on.
For you to dip into yourself.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I wouldn't dip into yourself if I were you.
Oh, yeah. You mean if you're me or if someone else?
If I were you. Anyone else, I think that's good advice.
Okay. So I know you're being silly, but I don't quite understand it, so I'm just going to move on.
It's just there be monsters.
Yeah. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is I just need to like get quiet and just figure out what's bothering me. And the feeling that came up was every time I try to do that, something is in my way. Like, I just feel like I need time to just process and figure out where I am with everything. And I haven't been able to, because I feel like there's so many little things, and I know everyone feels this way all the time, but I feel like there's so many little things I need to deal with, and there's little people who need my attention, and there's things like I have not had time to myself to just be. I don't know that anyone gets that.
Have you in the past?
It feels like I have less. Well, I think my need for it right now is increased.
So why don't you write?
I think my need for it is increased because of grief and because of what I'm dealing with. So I just have less reserves.
What if you wrote, and not in a way like you're going to publish it to Patreon or anything, but just like set some time, because I think for you that's
how I process.
That's how you process. And then it's also, if you said I'm going to write for an hour, then it's giving you a block of time to just like push everything else away. I would try that if I were you.
Would you like to do one of these let's talk cards?
Sure.
Okay. One thing I feel I do well is ...
Can I change my answer before?
Yeah, let's not do that one. Let's do something better. What? How old were you when you first left school? Does it mean do they mean graduate? What do they mean?
First left school.
I don't even I don't understand that question.
How old was I? Like, was there a second time I left school?
Yeah, I don't know what they mean by left. Let's see. These
I don't know
suck.
about these cards.
No, they're stupid. Did you ever cry at the cinema?
Yes, of course.
What movie comes to mind when you think of crying at the cinema?
Well, the first time I know for sure that I cried at the cinema was during E.T. when I was little.
Oh, yeah.
Because my grandma made fun of me.
What did she say?
Because I was visiting my grandparents, and at the end of the movie, I was crying, and she's like, "You were crying," and I go, "You were crying," and she's like, "I was asleep," and it was kind of like, I felt like really like weird about having cried. I don't know why she made such a big deal about it.
Are you sure? And I'm not trying to not see you for who you are and hold space. Are you sure she was making fun of you and not just like asking about it?
Well, it was a joke. It was kind of a running joke. that I had cried.
Okay. Then
So I don't
take it
know.
back.
Maybe it may. I don't know. Like,
Was this your which grandma?
well, this is like my good grandma, but she was like, she could be barbed.
Right.
Um.
She's married to the guy who gave you shit for complaining about your sunburn, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. He was like a real stoic, World War II vet who was just like, suck it up, He was actually very sweet and kind, but like
Not when
with
it came to
certain
sunburns.
Yeah, with certain things he was very. Yeah. And then let's see. The only other time I know that in the movie theater, that's the only time I can remember like I'm sure I have. Like I'm sure things have made me tear up. I know they have, but I can't think of any.
Well, I recall, look, a lot of stuff in movie theaters makes me cry, but I've talked before about, for some reason, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants unlocked a bucket of tears inside me.
Yeah.
Similar to Coldplay's Fix You.
Yeah, very emotional.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen this movie?
No.
I feel you're really missing out.
Sounds like my kind of movie. I don't know why I missed it.
It's not too late. It's never too late.
Yeah. I'll put it on the list.
Yeah. Let's listen to a call, and then I need to hear some baby names.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Alison and maybe Daniel. This is Emily. I called a couple years ago, actually. I am the tattooer, not tattoo artist, but I wanted to say, Alison, I know that you've been thinking a lot.
Tattooer, not tattoo artist.
What's the difference?
I think it's just like how she likes to refer to herself.
Okay.
About getting a tattoo, and if you have any questions that you'd like answered, I'd love to help you out with that. Just a little consult or conversation. So if you're up for that, I'd love to help you out. Thanks so much for your time. Again, this is Emily, the tattooer, not tattoo artist. Thanks.
Thank you, Emily. That's so sweet. I'll try to come up with my questions.
I wonder if the distinction has to do with like she doesn't create designs, she tattoos.
Maybe.
There are artists who like actually have a style and they do.
Right. I'm going to look up tattooer. Tattooer definition. Oh, tattooer versus tattoo artist. Is it tattooer or tattooist? The word tattoo has lost its meaning already. Well, this is using them interchangeably. Let's just see here.
So, my name's Megan Jean Morris, and I'm a tattooer. This is
Sarah Fable, and I also tattoo and do fine art.
Let's get there faster, guys.
You two
So,
need to double speed.
for someone like myself who's kind of come a long way in the industry, I run into like irritation because it's like the higher you get, the more serious you're supposed to be all the time.
Oh no, I went slower.
Like this
no.
morning, we were talking about tattooer, the word tattooer versus the word
Tattoo artist.
yeah.
And she hates it. I don't, honestly, to me it doesn't really matter. Also, I've been in the industry like less than half of what you've been in the industry. So to you, some things, it's like annoying because you've been repeating them for so long. And to me, I'm just like,
Repeat them now.
I'm not like annoyed with things yet.
Yeah, that's
get
what it
there.
is, annoyed with things. Because, like, I think you go through phases. And when I started out, I wanted to, like, give credit to myself and other artists. And I would talk to, like, adults and be like, I'm a tattoo artist, not a tattooer. And as I got further along, first of all, I don't need to fight for credit. Like, tattooing is a serious art form. It's a great art form. If you're into it, cool. If you're not, cool. I don't have to convince anyone of anything. I'm a tattooer.
We don't need any more of this. We get it.
But I don't get it. I mean, we don't need more of it, but what's your understanding?
I think my understanding is what I just said. Is like a tattooer is someone who doesn't necessarily identify themselves as being the artist And a tattoo artist is someone who does art on people's skin.
I'm not sure.
No, I might be wrong. And honestly,
I feel like Emily probably clarified it.
I would rather find out slowly over the course of many months or years than have to sit through that fucking YouTube video for 1 second longer.
I feel like Emily probably clarified it when she called in last time, but I just don't remember. Emily, you're going to have to call in a third time, and you're going to have to re-explain. All right. Now, Tony, I cannot remember if we have a baby name song for the segment. If we do, please play it. And if we don't, please insert a fart. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to be dazzled.
Well, you know, it's a little bit hacky. I gotta acknowledge. I'm just put it right out there. To be doing what I'm about to do, but I feel like it's important.
Okay.
So consider
Hacky
this
with
more
a
of a public
purpose.
service than an actual comedy bit. All right, I don't do comedy anyway. I'm not a comedian.
Are you a comedy artist?
Not even that.
Okay.
I'm an artist comedy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I'm neither.
That's for sure.
So, recently in the news, you may be aware, there is a revelation that Elon Musk, our favorite techno freak, has had a secret baby with Grimes, his ex, and the name of that baby was Techno Mechanicus.
Did he help name this baby? If it's like secret,
I
was it
feel like
secret from
Grimes-
him or secret
I feel
from
like
the public?
it's a little of both. I
Okay.
feel like there's a little bit of Grimes, a little bit of Elon in the naming of their children.
Got it.
They had a child named X. I believe it's pronounced X. AF X A12 or A. Fucking knows. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's
That's
like
a historical name.
Anyway, listen. Obviously, because Elon is the future, God help us, the trend now is going to be with names like this. And I thought a lot of you out
yawned
there.
into the microphone. I'm sorry. I should have
it's
hid
all right.
that. I'm not apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to
Well,
them.
you should apologize to me because this is interesting shit.
Let's listen to the tattoo video.
Do you want me to do more of these in the future, or is this the last time I do something like this?
Oh my God. Just because I'm in love with Peter Cetera doesn't mean
And
you need-
yawn during my segment.
I'm tired.
Anyway, listen. A lot of people who are having babies now if you want to get ahead of the trend, but you don't understand this
trend.
naming convention, I'm here to help. Just yawn it out, bitch. Just yawn. Just fucking yawn.
The pressure to not yawn is causing me to yawn.
All right, here we go. So I've got several names that you can use that will help you be
On trend?
not even on trend, like
Avant
part
trend.
of the future.
Oh, okay.
Where these names will be normal. The way in our generation there were Jennifers and there were Stephanies and there were Chris, you know. These will be the names of the future. I'm here to help. Okay,
Thank you,
So
yeah.
here's the first one, Aetna 401k.
Wait, I like it.
Yeah.
It's
Aetna
familiar at the same
401k.
Yeah.
The next one is 4 spaces, an upside down E, and a number sign, but it's pronounced Jack.
I love it.
The next one is E, bing, 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 shh,
How do you do the bings?
bing, 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 shh.
No, how do you spell it?
Yeah, you spell it. Okay.
How did you spell it?
Bing, 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 bing.
Oh, it's written out.
But it's pronounced E, bing, 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 shh.
E bing 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 shh.
Yeah.
I like it.
The next one is R2D2 Junior. No, that's silly. That's the silly one I
Yeah.
put in there. Roboticus Planetarium.
And what's that their name? Technicus
Techno Mechanicus.
and robotic. What is it? Roboticus.
Roboticus Planetarium.
Is that for Owen? Is it inspired by Owen?
These are just names.
Okay.
And then the last one is pronounced nerd. No, I'm sorry. That's all you had.
I like
the
Etna.
nerd one's a joke.
I like
The
Etna.
other ones are real, though.
Etna 401k is my favorite. It just sounds familiar.
It feels
Great.
right.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Those are the Jennifers of the future. That's the joke. Do you get it? Because they're not really.
Why are you explaining it to me? Do you think I'm that dumb?
Well, you're so bored.
No,
trying
I'm
to get
not.
you back into it.
I'm not bored. I have a lot in my brain, in my mind.
There's just a lot of satira happening up there.
Oh my God. I'm in a satira hole. Remember when I was in a heart hole? I couldn't stop listening to Heart.
I'm going to set up a GoFundMe for people who just want to support me in my struggle.
Your struggle as what?
Your husband.
Shit, I just had something to say. And it was, speaking of Jennifer, we watched the first 10 minutes of the morning show last night, the new season. No one knew that the morning show was coming back until we saw a billboard that said it was coming back. This has been my experience of it. I had no idea. So we watched it last
Apple
night.
doesn't do a great job of promoting their shows.
Yeah, and why is that?
I don't know.
Do they feel like we don't have to? We're Apple?
I don't know. Like I never see ads, billboards, anything.
Well, we did happen to see a billboard for morning show, but that was the only way I knew it was coming back. We had no memory of what happened in the season prior to this one. And even though we caught up by like watching what happened last season, I still very vague on a lot of details. But the main thing that I noticed was, and this is a big plot shift and a different character development, Reese Witherspoon is now blonde because she was not at the beginning.
Wow. Do we have a call?
And then also, Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, what's going on with their faces? They are so
They do
smooth.
look digitally.
We think that they're
smooth.
filtered or something like that because I spend all my time watching aesthetic TikTok, and I know what's possible. Even if they've had like a ton of work, which I don't think they've had. They've had some, but not a ton. They can't look that snatched.
Snatched. It just means like, just.
I don't think they look snatched.
You don't?
No. Like,
Smooth?
I think Reese Witherspoon looks digitally smoothed. She doesn't look like someone who just has spent a lot of money on skin products.
Do you think she looks digitally snatched?
No, it looks like someone who did face-tuned themselves.
I guess so.
Hi, Allison and Daniel. This is Kelly from Daniel's most hated work trip, Northwest Arkansas, by way of Allison's childhood summer vacation spot, the Lake George area of upstate New York.
I love how steeped she is
I know.
in the ARDQ lore.
I think I speak for all of your listeners when I say I really need more termite talk. Your last episode left me with a lot of questions, which isn't really conducive to a podcast, so I thought I'd call in and see if you'd answer them. Okay, first of all, did they tent your house with one of those like red and white circus-looking tents, or do they just do that in the movies?
They did. It was red and black. But yes, it was a circus tent. And we can look at our, Ring camera footage from afar, which we did. And it was like our Ring camera was inside a balloon, inside a tent, really.
Second of all, the fact that you have to bag up anything you eat makes me wonder, like, why did they not do anything about, like, your clothes and your bedding and your fabrics, or did they?
Okay. I'm answering these piecemeal or as we go. So what they say about the gas they use is that it dissipates completely. However, it has not been FDA tested or verified or whatever. They don't have like FDA clearance on food. So for that reason, you have to like bag it all up, even though it doesn't actually affect it, is what they say. It's, and I didn't hear that from our termite people. I found that because I was like, what's going on with this? Because if it's not safe for this, why is it safe for X, blah, blah, blah.
And then the real reason why I called is because I need to know more about this bag situation. So I'm wondering, how big were the bags that they were putting things in? Because my question is, you said they were taking out boxes of stuff that was sealed. So I'm picturing like bottled water, maybe it's Refreshe, and some canned goods. And at $25 a bag, I'm curious how big they were and what makes more sense economically, throwing out the food or bagging them at $25 a pop in the event that they were like gallon-sized freezer bags. Okay, so if you could just dedicate the next episode maybe to termite talk, that would be great. Again, Kelly, Northwest Arkansas. Bye.
Okay. The name sandwich, the passion for termite talk. Kelly, I love you.
But also, by the way,
Number one listener.
Northwest Arkansas, gorgeous. So beautiful. It's like rolling green hills, and it's just really, really beautiful country that is scarred by just like big box retail, just chains,
like ones where you could take a shit and no one would notice.
But like, even like, it's not even that, it's just like everything's like an app. There's like Applebee, just all the, I don't know, our country's just taken so much of its beautiful land and just dumped these monstrous shopping all over it. But I do love that part of the country.
Keep talking about that.
The bags they gave us were pretty. They were not as big as a trash can.
Damn it!
This land is your land.
Are you trying to get banjo
this land
music?
is my land.
No.
From California.
When you were talking about this beautiful country of ours, I wanted to play "This Land Is Your Land," "This Land Is My Land." But first of all, this one is a little bit too zippy, and my timing was off. But wait. I'll handle the bag chat. But I have you can chime in too. But I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is Northeast Arkansas where you would?
Northwest Arkansas.
Excuse me. Is it where you would go?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where Bentonville is?
That is where Bentonville is.
It's blowing my mind that it's rolling
And
green
Fayetteville.
hills. Because when I think Arkansas, I think like dusty orange and brown.
Not
Clearly,
even
I have
close.
no idea what Arkansas looks
Dusty
like.
orange and brown is more like Oklahoma, Texas.
Yeah, that's what I would think that Arkansas looks like.
No. Arkansas.
I also have a very bad sense of geography, so I'm a little unclear on
Arkansas
where
is
it
like
is right
the
now.
Ozarks, and it's very it's very green and lush.
In Texas, the bottled water of Texas is called Ozark, I think.
I'm not actually familiar with the total scope of the Ozarks, but I'm pretty sure that they are like right there in that part of the country.
Okay, so Arkansas. Oh no, it is right. Okay, it's on the northeast Texas, and then you go northeast of Texas directly is Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that right under it? Louisiana?
Yeah.
And then to the left is Oklahoma.
To the left, to the west.
And then what's to the north of Arkansas?
What is it, like Tennessee?
Sure, that sounds right. No, I feel like Tennessee is one that's more of a No, I think you're right. Is Tennessee an up and down rectangle or a left-right rectangle?
Up and down rectangle?
That's okay, good.
No. Tennessee is left to right. It's like a flat.
Oh, okay. Then what's to the right of Tennessee?
To the right?
If you're looking at a map.
To the right of Tennessee?
If you're looking at a map.
Oh, God.
Whatever's to the right of Tennessee is directly above Arkansas. Is it one of the...
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
To
Here.
the right of Tennessee? No.
Oh, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah. Are you saying this is Tennessee right here? So then...
To the right. Okay, sorry. To the right of Arkansas. To the east of Arkansas is Tennessee.
Oh.
Above Arkansas is...
Is that a... It's not a Dakota.
Is that Iowa? No. Why do I not know?
Okay, so California, Nevada, Colorado. What's that one?
That. Wait a second. Hold on. So there's... Oh, duh. That's Missouri.
Oh.
Why the fuck?
This has been
dumb two idiots talking about...
Two idiots talking.
It's Missouri.
Two idiots talking, parentheses, about maps.
About maps. Map talking.
Map chat.
Map chat. Yeah, look, I'm embarrassed. I didn't know. I didn't get that. Yes, Missouri.
Okay. The bags are big. How big would you say a bag is? I'm bad with like a volume.
We were looking at a map with no words on it, by the way. Just so you know, we're not. It's not like we can't read. Okay.
We just don't know geography. Yeah. How big would you say one of those bags was? They were considerable. But you have to understand, they didn't just, they threw out medicine, they threw out toiletries, they threw out alcohol, they threw out stuff that had a monetary value, not just like, oh, they threw out our bananas or something. But the bags were like, let's say 3 feet by 2 feet.
Yeah. That's about right. And then you had to use 2 of them. And they gave us how many? Like a dozen. And they're like, put all of your shit in these in like basically 6 bags because you have to double them up. And then when we went back for more, they're like, people don't usually like, how is that possible that people don't have? It's not like we had a lot in them.
They did reimburse us.
Yeah,
so
anyway, so you gotta, whatever. I hope we never have to do that again.
And I feel like I wish there was a leftover effect on the mosquitoes, but there's not.
Man, mosquitoes are fucking
They're out of control in Burbank right now. They are totally having a moment. It's mosquito season.
Remember that video we were watching that was annoying me with that guy that was giving a tour of the condo in New York that overlooked Central Park, and he kept referring to
the corner moment.
A corner moment. Like,
why were we watching that?
I don't know. It just came up and I was curious. There's something so irritating about that kind of talk. This is a corner moment. It's like, no, that's just the corner.
Yeah.
It's called just a corner of your house. It's not a moment. It's not a moment. It's a place.
Well, I have a question. And my friend Jeannie, who loves words as much as I do, recently asked me this. And I'm like, this is something that I've been noticed as well. When did comfortability become a word?
I don't know. But
isn't the word just comfort?
I believe I looked it up because people started using it all the time. Yeah. And I think it might be a word. Comfortability. I hate it. It feels like not a word.
I'm going to look it up.
See if it's really a word, because it feels like it's just some
it feels like
wrong way of talking.
Yeah, trying to make your words sound more flowery.
Ability.
Synonym of comfortableness. The quality or state of being comfortable or relaxed.
Yeah, I think it's really a word, but it just feels like not.
What is a synonym for comfortability? I just wanted to say comfort.
Comfortable?
Right.
Comfort. I think comfort.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've led us to Reddit. Comfortability, word or not, is comfortability. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not. They're saying it's a newer term. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not convinced that it exists.
I don't love it. I don't love moments when referred to places, and I don't love comfortability. And there's probably.
How do you feel about like we love an eyeshadow moment?
No, I don't like that.
How do you feel about like we love a shit on ourselves in Walmart moment? Walmart.
Well, if it refers to something that
like
has
an actual
happened,
moment,
then it's fine.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. You're talking about the unnecessary use of it.
It's just fucking cute, and I hate that shit. It's like, I don't know. It's trying too hard, is what it is, and especially in the context of selling you real estate, where it's like it almost is telling you what to do and how to experience something. It's saying like, this is your corner moment, and you will have corner moments in this place because I'm telling you it's a corner moment. So when you're here and then you have a moment where you're standing there and you're looking out this window, you can think, I'm a fucking idiot.
Having a corner moment.
Because I'm doing exactly what that fucking douchebag told me I would be doing. You can't have it's like it robs you of an authentic experience.
Are you getting deja vu?
Why?
Because we've had this conversation, not specifically about corner moment, but I want to see if you remember what I'm talking about.
No.
Because we have specifically had this exact conversation about something using the word moment.
We have? In our lives or on the air?
In our lives. Possibly on the air as well, but mostly in our lives. I specifically remember sitting in my car. We were visiting someone in the hospital, and you were getting very heated, and I was disagreeing with you about it. And I will tell you, don't worry. I know I'm hiding the lead, burying the lead right now, but your argument was because they have branded this a something moment.
Yes, I do remember.
It's not allowing me to have an authentic moment. And I was like, I kind of like it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Ojai.
Ojai Valley Inn and Spa #pink moment.
It's like they fucking branded the sunset.
Yeah. The sunset is very beautiful there and it looks pink. And so they had these little like table tents or placards saying to like, beware of, or not beware of, but, look out for the #pink moment, which happens between these hours. And Daniel was not having
because it. What's better? I understand why they do it, but what's better? You going like, oh, there's a little placard and a drink, and I can go over here.
Oh, yeah, do they have a drink called the pink moment?
And I can see the quote-unquote pink moment, which was like, their sunset, the color is very pink in the canyon, everything becomes very pink. Okay, great. And it was beautiful. Now, what's better? That experience where you go, okay, here is the Ojai Valley Inn and Spa's pink moment that I'm experiencing, sponsored by Pink Drink and Chevron or whatever the fuck, or you just sitting on your porch and going, honey, come here and look at this. And it becomes something that you have just experienced yourself. Like, to me, it's way better to just have that experience in a personal way than to be told, here it is, here's the experience that you get to have. I don't know, that just feels like you fucking robbed me of you've taken that away from me.
This is my point. We're having the exact
Are you coming
same
around now?
No. Well, no.
Yes. A little bit.
A
little bit. You coming around a little bit.
I didn't mind pink moment. I thought it was kind of neat because here's the thing. Apparently, I don't have the ability
Although I will say this, their use of moment doesn't bother me.
Because
it is a fucking moment.
Yeah.
So like that has nothing to do with the use of the word moment.
Right.
It has to do with them telling you the experience that
what
you're
if they
have.
called it sunset moment? Then it would. But you don't like moment when it's redundant, like a corner moment. It's a fucking corner. But
when
it's not a pink.
When you're talking about selling a property, and you're like, here's the living room, and
we love a kitchen island moment.
There's a kitchen island over here is the corner moment. It's like, no, it's the corner.
Yeah,
it's the corner with a window. It's not a corner moment. Mm-hmm. So that's what bothers me about that. Yeah. It's like it's saying like, I already explained what bothers me.
Right. You guys, if anyone's confused, just go back 15 seconds. Anyway, the pink moment didn't bother me because
You're cheesy.
Well, that's not what I was going to say, but yes. But no, more so, I realized I do not have the same ability as other people to appreciate nature or natural phenomena. I need the branding. Like, do you remember when we fucking stood outside looking at the sky through colanders to see the eclipse?
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
That was not exciting.
But that's different.
I know, but I feel like that's what but if I hadn't known this is a phenomenon that only occurs every X many years or whatever, like I feel like anything where you're outside staring at the sky to see something you can only see once.
Well, if you're driving, if you're outside, which is rare for you, and there's a spectacular sunset, do you not appreciate it?
Yeah, but if I knew I was looking for something specific that other people had like named, I would appreciate it more.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the point of it.
Oh,
in the argument. I just don't like it.
This is that thing that I was told to look out for because it's special. That allows me to like sort of put parameters around it and understand it more. But again,
yes, sure, but then it doesn't become. It doesn't, that moment in your life isn't special. So no, you're just there appreciating something that they've told you that you should appreciate. And you go, oh, okay, yeah, that is.
So if you stumbled upon the Grand Canyon and you're like, what is this big hole? It would mean more to you than knowing it's the Grand Canyon?
No, that's different because that's just like a place you can visit. I'm saying like if you're out and about, let's say you're, I don't know, you don't do anything outside, so I can't really give an example.
I take covers off of furniture.
Okay, you're outside, you're taking the covers off of furniture and desperate to get back inside, and you turn, and this doesn't work on you because like you don't really have a soul, but like
it's not true.
You looked and the sky is just incredible. And you're just like, oh my God. And then it's gone. And you're like, well, for me, when that happens, I have memories. Maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up in Arizona where the sunsets are fucking like just spectacular. But like, I have memories of certain sunsets where I was just like, I got to experience that.
You don't want names for them?
No. Why the fuck would I want a name for it? It was my personal experience. Why would I need a name for it?
Well, I more of a word person. It sounds like we're having a dumb, petty argument, but actually we're talking about something like pretty profound, I think.
But
which is language.
No, it isn't.
It is.
No, because look.
I know you're talking about branding, but it's also language.
I remember one time when I was working at Ventana Canyon, and I worked at the Golf and Racket Club, and I would work at the swimming pool during the summers, or this one particular summer. And so I worked at the, I managed it was just me at the snack hut or whatever it was. But I was responsible for the pool. And when it would rain in Tucson, we get the monsoons, late July, early August every year. And they can just roll in real fast and just, it's just a huge storm. And so one had rolled in, and I had to like secure all of the chairs and stuff by the pool because and I was out there after the rain had come down, and I was kind of rearranging stuff, and I was alone because no one's swimming, and you're in the beautiful foothills in Tucson, and so the rain had just come through, but the clouds were still all over the place, right? They're all over you. And in the distance and everywhere, and but dark. But on the western horizon, the
left horizon,
the sun was setting, and it was just this golden, bright, incredible, colorful, saturated color that was coming through the sky above. Like it rippled a little bit with this like red, but then it got really dark. Because it was like these rain clouds.
But a crimson moment.
But on the eastern horizon,
oh my God,
over the Rincon Mountains, was bright red.
Oh, wow.
So it was like you were having a sunset on both sides. It was like the Rincon Mountains were on fire. It was like red.
Right. If there was a name for that
I would not remember it.
I'm telling you, for me personally, if there had been a name for that, it would allow me to like file it, sort it in my brain. For me, that would be helpful because I would be like, oh, this is a specific phenomenon that I've heard of. I understand for you.
You're missing the entire point.
Okay.
Because I'm not saying that I need it to be a thing. To me, if someone had said, hey, at Ventana Canyon, watch out for the double sunset moment, I would just be like, yeah, there's the double sunset moment. It's really pretty. But instead, it became this like, God, I wonder if anyone else saw that. This was like, it felt like I personally was it like, it made me really in the moment, and it felt like I was outside of myself, and it was really a spiritual, personal thing. And it wouldn't be any of that if someone had handed me a drink and said, "Go appreciate the Ventana Canyon double sunset moment."
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, a long name for a drink. Yes, it does. Absolutely. I think it's possible that you and I can have different reactions to this.
I don't believe that we are capable of having different reactions.
Also, last night you quoted William Blake, a poet that neither of us
My
think is that
goodness,
great.
you really paint me out to be
a douche.
a fun dude.
But anyway, I believe he is one of the romantic poets, and they write about awe. The experience of awe.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? That's what you're talking about.
Yes, and you
That's
don't
what
get that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought it up. You're talking about something very deep and profound, which is a very deep and profound reaction to nature.
And I think more and more in our current society, those things get robbed from us. Personal, just moments when they're yours. Discovery. It's like everything is commodified and named and sold back to you, and it's just like I'm sick of that
you're
shit.
so Gen X,
honey. I'm not wrong. I might be very Gen X, but I'm not wrong. As a matter of fact, Gen X is always right.
I think we were pretty right about that. I just happen to have a different reaction when it has to do with nature, I think, because I don't have a relationship with nature.
I'm not saying you're not allowed to have your reaction.
You're just saying it's wrong.
I'm just saying your reaction to my reaction, you need to put that up your butt. You need to.
Oh my God. I'm trying to remember if Tony sent me. There was a read that I was doing where I asked, where, or something, and Daniel went, up your butt? And we had to cut it out. But I think I asked him to send it to me so we could upload it on Patreon. So I said it was a read.
Oh, yeah.
What was it for? Probably don't say. I wish I could remember. I was having so much trouble not laughing. You do? Okay, tell me after. Anyway, this has been delightful. I would like to know from the listeners, are you a Daniel or are you an Alison in regards to sunset names, etc.?
Have you ever experienced awe? Have you ever experienced like that thing that I'm talking?
I mean, one time I stood in front of a Kincaid.
But honey, if that's true, you shouldn't laugh.
Oh, I'm embarrassed.
I don't think you should be embarrassed.
But it's deeply embarrassing. It's deeply embarrassing.
It is, but
I don't know if I'm
trying to make you feel okay.
I don't know if I actually experienced awe when I stood in front of a Kincaid. I experienced like a suit. I felt a comfortability.
That's different.
When I was in deep grief. Have I ever experienced?
But you can feel it looking at art. Sure, of course.
Yeah, I think I've experienced it reading poetry and looking at art. I'm trying to think if I've ever experienced it in nature. I mean, I know that I really, really liked Zion National Park, but I don't think that it was awe that I felt. So maybe no, maybe not.
Interesting. Are you real, or are you an NPC? As my friends on the internet call people like you.
Did you just call it the internets?
No,
I feel like there was I feel like even though you didn't say the interwebs,
there was a
vibe.
It was just me being tired of myself.
Oh my God! Welcome to the club.
Listen, I get it.
Where do we find you?
Oh, are we doing that part of the show?
Yeah, the end of the show.
Please follow me. Please, if you're not following me, am I real?
Or are you an NPC?
At Daniel Quantz on Instagram. It's the only place to be on Instagram. It's kind of the best place to be. And Threads, which I don't know if you know, is related to Instagram. They're like brothers or sisters. And who the fuck cares?
Wendy posted from Blue Sky today.
I wish that would take off.
Looked at Blue Sky in so long. Maybe I should.
I don't know. Yeah, follow me, don't follow me. Give me love, don't give me love.
Give me love. Oh my gosh. we forgot to read iTunes comments of the week. We got to do that on the Thursday show.
Okay.
Because we got some
doozies.
corkers. I'm trying out that word, seeing if it feels like something. Crackers?
A corker?
A corker.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Great. What does it mean?
Just like it's an explosive one. It's a real corker. A cracker. I don't know, corker or cracker. I'm not sure what I mean. But anyway, we got some doozies.
Well, all right.
AlisonRosen.com is not what I meant to say right now, but that is a place on the web that you can go and you can get my merch there. But what I meant to say is follow me on social media at Alison Rosen and on TikTok at the Alison Rosen. And please leave me a comment. Leave me a corker or a cracker. But just do it on Apple Podcasts, please. Daniel, thank you.
Yeah.
Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show? We had a good time.